Is it working? That is a mugen change, okay? Those kind of things are mugen changes. Now I got asked, what are mugen changes? Mugen changes are just, oh, I want to do more combos. I want to do more combos. Like, why do people play mugen games? And I've always said this before, and it's kind of fascinating and interesting in a way. A fighting game, you would think maybe, unless you've tried to make one, maybe. A fighting game you would think must be easy to make, because a fighting game, all it is it's two characters on the screen, a background, and some music. You would think being able to make a fighting game, a Mugen character, whatever, would be easy, right? A good one, right? But if you look at the history of Mugen, or at least, well, I'm not aware on what people do with it nowadays, but back in the day, and for the years that I randomly had seen what's going on, there was basically only two cool characters. It was like Evil Ken and Evil Ryu. Like, they had some thought to them. But most times when you looked at Mugen stuff, it was just, oh, hey, look at my full screen normal. Look at my full screen normal. Blah, blah, blah. Oh, hey, now the character has combos, everything combos. Like, you know what I mean? It wasn't actually really fucking thought out, dude. It was boring. It was fun for like 5 minutes, right? Oh, it's kind of cool that he has all that wacky stuff, but I actually want to play the game. And if you actually would play Mugen, you would feel like, oh, it doesn't feel good when you actually hit the guy. Characters' interactions don't feel like solid. There's not like enough smack, like the pushback, how it feels. And, I know feel is kind of a ambiguous almost way to phrase it, but it's true. Some games feel good to play. Guilty Gear, maybe the old ones, felt good to play. Like, there's a good amount of oomph when you hit guys and stuff like that, right? But Mugen games, it's like, you only look at it it looks cool, but there's not like a lot of like real substance to it, right? And it's interesting because, again, you would think that a fighting game should be easy to make, but I guess it proves that, it's not as easy as you might think, right? And that's what I look at when I see the Dragon Ball changes, right? Just lots of Mugen changes. Oh, combos are easier. Oh, this normal goes full screen. Oh, blah. This is easier. I mean, look at that one fucking Brawly change. The Brawly change. They changed the way that his move hit, whatever it was a few patches ago. They literally changed the way that the move hits in the corner, so it automatically makes it easier. It's like, wow, what the fuck? You literally changed the property. The move always does this mid-screen, but if you're in the corner, now it does this to make the combo easier. Just fucking weird Mugen changes, right? And that's not to say that Dragon Ball fighters, Fighter Z, whatever. Excuse me. That's not to say that the game is not more fleshed out now in a certain perspective. Like, I think if you look at the game, you can see a lot of characters, they're using their toolkit, so to speak, more and more. I mean, Trunks is a good example of Trunks has really progressed as a character, right? All the different kind of things he can do. He feels like he's using more shit. Of course, I fucking hate, you know what I mean? The fucking laser beam change. Don't even give me to that bullshit. That shit is fucking stupid. I hate home and dash after laser beam change. It's just terrible shit. But, generally speaking, though, he's pretty, he feels like he's more fleshed out, so to speak, right? But so many of these characters, even if they're using more of their toolkit, the game itself feels lackluster. I've already made enough videos talking about what I would do to change the game, why the game is a drop ball. Watch all those videos. I've talked about it ad nauseum. It's boring to even talk about, right? Because the game just is what it is, right? They just seemingly don't care, right? But every character having full screen normals just gets kind of boring. Everything, this combos, this gets boring. I want like some substance, some meat in the game. And, I'm not telling you that you can't enjoy the game however you want. And again, I've said before, if you're having an honest conversation, most people are not playing video games or are actually good at them. I've said this before. Most people actually can't talk about a game, even though they pretend they can. And it's very rare to meet someone that can both talk about a video game and play the said video game, right? So most people even watching this video are probably just only going to play casually with their friends, and they just want to do combos, right? So don't tell me, you know, I'm not telling you that you can't enjoy the game how you want to. I'm just saying that they're mugen changes. They're oh, hey, you know, oh, 5 minutes. Oh, this was fun for a few minutes. Oh, I can do combos now. Oh, this combo's easier now. Like, if everyone can do everything, it just kind of gets boring. And the base game is just meh, you know? And like that last video I made, giving everyone the best move in the game is boring, right? And what I meant by that, comparing the Dragon Ball example, is one of the changes they made in this patch is when your character's almost dead, now they can just super to super, right? That's kind of boring, to be honest with you. That's like Mugen, like, oh, 5 seconds. Oh, it's kind of cool to see all this, my Kamehameha to my whatever, this super, oh, you know, to Kaioken, the Spirit Bomb. Oh, it's kind of cool for a few minutes. Oh, Spirit Sword, the final Kamehameha to Omega finishing blow. Oh, it's kind of cool. But they're Mugen changes. And at the end of the day, those kind of changes, like, oh, we're giving everyone the ability to just kill you, basically, so to speak. It's just kind of boring, dude. And, you know, like I said, combos are always, and this is something that people, they don't want to admit, that hate me, you know. I've said this before. I only do combos because I can do them, right? Generally speaking, I would rather play the game. You know what I mean? Nowadays, for how many years now, I get more enjoyment out of just theorizing about video games than actually playing them, because playing the games doesn't really interest me anymore. A lot of games are more interesting just in theory, to be honest with you. You know? But again, I just do the combos because I can do them. I know that I'm smarter than other people. I know that I've done more stuff in all these video games than everyone else in terms of tech and all this kind of shit. I know that. I just do it because I can do it, but I would rather actually play the game. And, you know, even something funny I was thinking about, you know, it's funny. So many of my haters, have you thought about this? My Dragon Ball FighterZ going on 6 years old now, I think next year, right? You know, when Dragon Ball FighterZ, whatever, was first coming out, I don't think I've ever said this. This is kind of an interesting way to think about it if you think about it. So many of my haters, besides trying to say crazy shit, like trying to tell people I faked cancer and all this like kind of wild, fucking weird as fuck shit to get people to not watch my videos, which just goes to, in a way, it goes to show you how much I've done, that people have tried to make up so many crazy lies about me. But one of the things is people have tried to say that I only do combos and I'm not good at games or something like that. But if you think about it, think about this. This is how old this game is now. This is how old this game is now. So before, when Dragon Ball FighterZ first came out, the people that would hate me say, oh, Clayton never won all these tournaments. He wasn't actually good at games, blah, 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 which is ridiculous because you can literally go look up all the tournaments I've won and all this kind of shit, right? Then they changed it to, you know, oh, well, you know, those games were old. We don't like these games when I show up. Well, I can go back. Do you want to see me beat people in Guilty Gear again? Do you want to see me beat people on a broken controller, no practice, and all these old Street Fighter games? Karna's Revenge, when people were saying the best, I was the best in the world. Oh, that never happened, blah, blah. Well, I came back and I beat everybody for 4 months straight, to the fact that they got me banned on Discord by making up lies about me. Oh, I beat people in Street Fighter Alpha just easily. I'm toying with people beating them. Oh, I was beating fucking top players in fucking Guilty Gear. No practice whatsoever. Oh, well, those games are old. We don't like them. Now we want you to play Street Fighter 6. Or else it doesn't count. Do you realize how crazy that is? So if you think about this, so you're telling me, wait, the fighting game community at large, who's made up so many lies about me, who has tried to say, I only did combos, whatever. I was never good at games, whatever. Now they have changed their tune to so many people that, oh, well, Clayton just wins in these old games. We don't care about them. So you're basically admitting you knew that I won all these tournaments as a kid. Sick, no less. I've showed that I can still win. I can still compete somehow on a broken controller, no practice. You can watch me play. But now it doesn't count because I don't play Street Fighter 6. I don't give a fuck about Street Fighter 6. Is this some kind of like retroactive? So like 6 years ago, you're saying all these things don't count unless you win Street Fighter 6 or something. I just saw that, and I'm like, this is just proof, dude. Like the community has such a fucking weird like hate boner for me. Like I know you guys dedicate your lives to video games, and I've done more than you, but I don't care to play Street Fighter 6. I don't care to play Dragon Ball Fighters either. The game's just not interesting to me. I can get enjoyment out of theorizing about a game, because it allows me to kind of use my brain and sort of think about, video games in a certain way, keep my brain sort of moving a little bit, even if I don't care to play Street Fighter 6. Street Fighter 6 turned out exactly how I said it would. Guilty Gear Strive, exactly how I said it would. You know what I mean? I just don't care to play the games because they're not interesting. If I was going to play a video game, I just tend to like playing older games, which even then is very, very rare if I'm going to play, right? So, anyway. But Mugen changes, just simple shit, no substance, Again, if I could make my own game, I would definitely do it, because I don't think it would be hard to remake a game, throw a new spin on a game, right? I don't think I could make my own game from scratch, so to speak, but rebalancing games and, remaking them better, I think that would be easy enough if I had the know-how how to do, so to speak. Anyway, yeah, but this patch it doesn't compel me to play whatsoever. Anyway, remember if you like the videos, like, blah, 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 blah. Remember if you like the videos, like, sub, the comment, share, support the channel if you want. I appreciate it. Thanks. The end.